2 years ago, my life blew up in the most spectacular way possible. At 61, I lost my job after I was physically threatened at work. What I didn't know at the time was that this incident would rip the Band-Aid off a lifetime of trauma I didn't even know I was carrying. 4 days later, at my very first therapy appointment, I learned what repressed trauma was. Yay! And the next year and a half changed everything. My new job became understanding what had just happened to me. And my side hustle, what it's always done when the shit hits the fan in my life. I started researching, I started asking questions, and I started evaluating options. And what I found changed the entire direction of my life. Buckle up, Buttercup, it's about to get interesting. If you're new here, I'm Jodi Brown. At 62, I gave myself 1 year to see if I could use the skills, experience, and resources I already had to redesign my life and build a sustainable future. I'm documenting what worked, what didn't, and the decisions I made along the way. This is episode 1 of Starting Over at 62, my 1-year experiment. Welcome. As I said, I am off and running in a new direction, and the number one question I keep getting repeatedly, I'm going to address here first and foremost. How did you get to be now 63 and be in a financial bind, not have the money you need for retirement? So I'm going to give you an answer to that, very quick ones. Hurricane Katrina, for sure. Chronic illness, medical-induced bankruptcy, COVID. Over the last 20 years, I have been knocked down more times than I can remember. I'm telling you, it's just been one constant struggle after another. I've had to pick myself up like many of us out there that need to keep moving forward. There's no bank of dad in my world. I have got to figure it out and make it work on my own. I do have some really fabulous friends who have helped me out from time to time, let me stay with them, or I've pet sat for them. I do a lot of pet sitting and house sitting for people when they move about. But I've kind of just gone from being a very happy and satisfied business owner and homeowner in New Orleans to just progressively things getting harder and worse. And so the very Cliff Notes version is what I just gave you. I did stay. I was one of the few lucky ones in Katrina whose home did not flood. I lived in what they called the sliver along the river, which meant that I got to not get flooded, but the roof blew off my house, and I got some water intrusion from the top, but I was able to stay in my house the first night I went back. I was actually on vacation in my hometown when it hit, so lucky me on that count. And I spent the next 2 years there trying to rebuild the city like everybody else, but I was toast after 2 years. My business, I had been building a business for 3 years, that tanked. Everything was hard. I had 5 jobs trying to pay my mortgage, keep everything struck together, and I cashed out. I didn't have any hope in the city being rebuilt. I traveled for a little while, and then when I came back, I ended up with a chronic illness. And no surprise there, now that I know all the things that I know. But I ultimately ended up making my mess my message. I learned how to improve the quality of my health through diet and lifestyle changes. I discovered functional medicine, and I started sharing my story with other women. I had an online business for many years. I had a program I sold. I blogged for a decade. I was pretty well versed in the online world for quite a while. And then I was forced into medical-induced bankruptcy because, for a whole bunch of reasons, but the medical industrial complex did not pay for the kind of care I needed. They ignored me, they gaslit me, they lied to me, and I finally had to get outside of that into the functional medicine realm, and that comes with paying your way. And so I ended up in medical-induced bankruptcy. But I got better, which was the key. And then when I had this wellness program I had just launched, I was up, I'd been blogging, building this program for a long time, and then COVID hit. And at that point, I wanted nothing to do with the wellness space, so I just walked away from all of it. There was just too much BS going on at that time. So here I was again in a major funk, like everybody from COVID, staying with friends in New Orleans. We had our own little pod of 3 of us that lived in a house together and managed to make it all work. And then I decided I couldn't do the entrepreneurial stuff anymore. I needed a real job. And so I went out right after COVID and I started looking for work. And I got a job for a startup, which I was not a great job, but it had a lot of potential. And I got fired from that job. Full disclosure, only the second time in my 49-year history of working that I got fired from a job. And I got fired because I didn't know how to verbally coddle 23-year-olds. So yeah, they didn't like my direct nature. Then I took a job in nonprofit, which I have warned every single human being in my life to stop me if I ever go down that path again. And then I stumbled on a great job for an entrepreneur who had multiple businesses, needed an assistant and a business manager to help him muddle through all the stuff he was dealing with. It was in construction. I had experience in construction. It was great. I was definitely excited about it, and it was good for a good chunk of time. I was making 70 grand a year. I had benefits. I was saving a ton of money. I was debt free. I owned my car. I had cheap rent. I had bank and money like crazy, and working towards my tiny house fantasy, which was to have a small piece of land where I could pour 6, 8 slabs, have a bunch of women come and move into on the property with me, farm, but I mean grow vegetables and stuff like that. And I was working towards my dream until I wasn't. And I was physically threatened at work, and that opened up a can of worms that I was ill prepared for. I had a flashback to an incident in Guatemala where I was robbed and pistol whipped, and that's when I learned that I had some trauma that was undealt with. And so I lost my job over that and had to start from scratch again. So it's been an interesting and circuitous journey. I feel very fortunate to be in generally good health, to be able to pick myself up and move forward again. But basically what I'm going to do here with this series is to just document what I'm doing, because I made a commitment to myself in October of last year to post a video every day for a year. I'm 10 months in, and the numbers are staggering. I have 101,000 followers on Instagram. I have 26,000 followers on TikTok. I got another 14,000 on Facebook, and I am relaunching my YouTube channel. And so I'm not here to just promote this business or teach you how to have an online presence. I want to teach you the thought process that I went through to make the decisions that were best for me based on the skill set that I had. Not your resume. You're not your resume. You are the skills that are the outcropping of your resume, and how you can put together a plan, organize a plan to get where you needed to go to move forward. Because us older gals are dealing with a lot of stuff. We have housing issues, we have medical issues, there's a lot of women who come to this stage of life like me at this stage. I'm not one of them, but somebody else has been taking care of the money for a long time and they don't know what to do. And you can't make any decisions if you don't know where you're at financially. There's a lot of mitigating factors, and I'm really good at helping people muddle through a lot of that stuff. So my story is going to continue to unfold. I'll be here once a week with the video, and I'll update you, and together we'll move forward and see if we can't make something happen for you too. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. It means so much to me. I'm trying to build up my YouTube watch time hours, so that I can get monetized here and continue to give free information away to people. So I really appreciate you doing that. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button and the notification bell if you're so inclined. If this resonated with you, please make sure that you share it with somebody else who you think might benefit from it. And if you are so inclined, feel free to look in the description and you can buy me a cup of coffee to support this journey that I'm on. I really want to help others as well as helping myself, and I'm very excited that you're here. Peace out. I'm loving you from here.